National Association of Realtors says that 87% of people who get their license fail in their first 5 years. Why is this? In this video, I'm going to tell you the top 3 reasons why this happens and how to avoid each one of those. I'm Byron Lazine, and if you like this type of content, if you want to learn more about real estate, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Number 1 reason, full-time versus part-time. I learned this when I was starting my real estate career. It was the best piece of advice I got. The broker said to me, you've got to be full-time in this business. Number 2, he said, never change your cell phone number. I do agree with that one as well. But the full-time thing is a real thing. You've got to be working this. If you were to go get, I don't know, surgery from a doctor, would you be going to the surgeon who does this on the weekends, maybe Saturdays or Sundays? Or would you be doing this with somebody who practices that surgery every single day? You are helping somebody in their biggest financial asset ever. You do not want to come off as a part-timer. You absolutely need to be doing this business each and every day. The best way to avoid being a part-timer is before you start your real estate career, you need to have 3 to 6 months of savings. It is going to be hard in the beginning. Even if you close a deal right out of the gates, it probably is going to take 45 to 60 days before you get that check. Have 3 to 6 months of a cushion so that you can really start this business full time. Another way, and something that's worked for people on my team in the past, is you're working something a few hours at night, but you're really at that point working 2 different jobs. You have to work real estate full time. People are going to expect you to answer the phone, answer the email, and answer a text message every single day, instantly almost, because again, they're in a stressful situation. This is their biggest financial purchase, and they want you to be there for them. All right, number 2 reason and thing to avoid to make sure you don't end up in the 87%. You want to make sure you're interviewing agencies, brokerages, and teams not based off of split or commission or what you're going to make when you start actually producing business, but what they're going to do for you in terms of training support, what they're going to provide for your business, and how they're going to help you early on. Do they have a new agent program? So make sure that you're actually going to succeed early on. Are there steps and measurements that you're going to have to follow almost as if you were an employee? Again, going back to the full time, you want to be treated as an employee. A lot of people get into real estate because it's an independent contractor industry, because it's very easy to get into the industry. It's also easy to get out. It's why 87% of people turn their license in before their 5th year. You want to make sure you're treated as an employee, not necessarily being paid as one, but treated as one, so that you're showing up every single day, so that you are a professional, not an amateur. A professional shows up each and every single day. An amateur shows up when they want. And when you're meeting with buyers and when you're meeting with sellers, you want that to resonate with them. Make sure you're picking a broker or an agency that's going to support you in that way. Everybody, here's another thing that happens all the time to new agents. Every broker, every agency is going to tell you, oh, I'm recruiting you, I'm offering you a position. It's going to make you feel warm and fuzzy. Most brokerages are going to offer anybody with a license and a heartbeat a position. This isn't a big win. This isn't really anything you should be proud of. You should be flipping the script and interviewing them based off of your goals and ambitions to stay in the industry, based off of your goals and ambitions to produce X amount of sales in your first 12 months. If they can show you a blueprint on how to train, educate, and help you get there, then you know you have the right team or brokerage. I also would advise making sure you're working with a team that is number 1, 2, or 3 in their marketplace. Would you, if you were in the NBA, for example, want to join the last place team, or would you want to join the Lakers on their path to winning another championship? I'd probably want to work with LeBron and those guys as opposed to the bottom feeder of the league. Same thing in your real estate career. The third reason is you never got any leads. Again, go back to number 2. You can avoid this by getting around a team that's producing leads. But you absolutely want to make sure if you're on your own or you're not getting lead support from your team, that number 1, you have some type of online leads coming into you. 3 out of 4 buyers today use a Zillow-owned site, whether that's Zillow or Trulia. And it may be hard for you to get these new Zillow contracts as a brand new agent, which is why I advise you to go find the team that has what's called the Zillow Flex contract. We can learn more about that in another video. But you want to have a consistent flow of online leads coming into you. There's a whole bunch of different sources. I can break these down on another video as well. Maybe it's YLopo, maybe it's Sierra Interactive, maybe it's Firepoint. You may not have a budget for all of these, but you want to be working with someone who does have a budget to give you online leads. Google AdWords is another example on how to generate online business. At the end of the day, most of the buyers and sellers are going online before they're ever talking to a real estate agent. So number 1, make sure you're getting online leads. If you don't have leads, it's going to be very difficult to close business. And if you're not closing business in those first 1, 2 to 5 years, you're probably not going to stay in very long. Number 2, make sure you're building your brand online. Make sure you're using Facebook and Instagram and all these places that you know, your sphere, your network, the people that you know are paying attention to, right? Make sure that you are producing video content, adding value tips to your community, maybe interviewing local restaurants and local shops so that people in your community know you're selling real estate and you're helping the community. You're adding value to the community. But you, at the end of the day, need to have leads to close. You need to have that support, and you need to be full-time to be able to do it. If this video offered you any value whatsoever, please share it with somebody else who's thinking about getting into real estate, and please subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.